various places in the system, the Askellon sector, to the capital world. You're here to figure out what the original sin of the sector prefect or sector lords is. It is a story that you sourced from Dirulli, an ancient arch savant working for the Inquisition, the early Inquisition. He pieced together that an early sin committed by the first humans to the sector spawned a warp storm that is now raging through the sector and is threatening to destroy all of humanity. You are some of the few people who know that this is happening. Regular people on the planets are not bothered by this pandemonium for the most part. It rages in the outskirts of the sector, but is creeping in further and further towards the main capital. The administrators, the ministers, and the prefect know that this is happening, but the regular population does not. Most of the people here live in industrialized cities scattered around the capital, Visuna Regis, home of the world's wealthiest nobles and pitiful menials, as well as a score of mutants living underground. Those deemed unfit to live in the cities are thrown to the lower castes of the city, and through the cracks and between the roads you can look down upon the dregs who survive on whatever scrap falls between the cracks. In the city itself, people are quite well off, and somewhere among the wealthy inhabitants, relatively, in the Imperium, there is a conspiracy is withholding information from the Inquisition about what this original story of the Askellon sector was. You are now investigating the Administratum to find out who might be involved. You have very few leads so far. The mission has just begun. But your Inquisitor is on the planet, as well as a few other acolytes. And they're in the Grand Precinct, led by High Marshal Wilhelm. High Marshal Wilhelm is, you would know him as a arbitrator, but on this planet they call them the Vigil. There is also a planetary defense force called the Old Broods. They wear gold cuirass armors, very massive, and they patrol the city and have massive armies, hundreds of tanks and artillery on the planet. There are also night houses, Imperial Guard, as well as navigator houses and so on. The wealthiest nobles of the Administratum use Juno as a workplace, but retreat to an orbiting planet that they have terraformed, called Patagrim. Whenever they return there, they are gods in their own domain, ruling over massive mansions with gardens and thousands of servants. The people of Juno have no hope of escaping to such a world and watch the growth and forges of Juno pump and continue to grow uncontrollably. There is little Mechanicus presence, aside from the deep black smoke coming from old forges and some old Biologus basilica. Communities outside Visuna Regis compete for very scarce resources, and mutations and rebellions are very common. The Inquisitor, as well as your fellow acolytes, are waiting for you to fulfill the initial part of this investigation, which is to gain an overview of the planet, the city, and to familiarize yourselves with the potential dangers of Juno. Jericho, a lead investigator, has said that in order to initiate the main investigation and to raise your banners and appear out of the darkness, the first step is for you to create some kind of event outside the Grand Precinct. When you do, he will come out and greet you. You don't know how, but you will be drawn in. And at that point you will begin your proper investigation, and you will be given authority by Grand Marshal Wilhelm himself. That is the only way to get into the higher echelons of power on Juno. Until then, you are nobodies. Your medallions of the Inquisition have been taken from you. And you are now in a hideout, in a complete, desolate warehouse district, where you have just returned from scouting the local cathedral. In the cathedral, you saw some of the priests carrying a huge ornament to the Emperor of Man. The local Lord Wilhelm's men, the arbitrators, torn down the wagon they were carrying and destroyed it. They dragged 2 men, pale men, out of the carriage and executed several citizens in the streets. That is the only thing you have witnessed so far. Lankris?
What sort of event are we supposed to create? Some kind of social event or some kind of commotion?
Any kind of commotion. He has mentioned that the entire Grand Precinct is surrounded by pict recorders, and he will reach out to you whenever he sees something unusual. And he has known the Inquisitor and the Warband for years, so he will know. We begin with you returning to a warehouse. This was built by the first acolytes who arrived on the planet. As you arrive, the place is dark, grim. It's just an abandoned warehouse. It's completely unassuming. Arlene, you will of course know the way, having driven to meet the new acolytes.
I think maybe she was waiting for them in the warehouse.
There was a previous batch of acolytes, but Tetricus and you have been out and collected the new warband, and you have just arrived to the planet. Now, Tim.
Yeah.
Would you like to introduce your character?
The best way to describe my character is, at first, he seems like your standard Adeptus Mechanicus. But you kind of quickly realize he's real quiet. Like, he doesn't make a sound when he's moving. And if it wasn't for the fact that he speaks every once in a while, you would forget he was there.
What does it look like?
He's got the red robes like usual, but they're very dark. Borderline black. You barely see his eyes under his hood. And the only real thing you can see is the how do you pronounce it? Optical metadendrites, and his hands are clearly been enhanced with something.
What is your character's name?
That was the one thing I was still trying to figure out.
I will give you a manufacturing name for now, which you've been assigned when you were working in the Mechanicus.
That works, yeah.
Then you can choose later. Do you have any weapons on you?
Just a hand cannon. I
Awesome.
don't know the stats yet.
As you step in the door, your mechadendrites clunk up against the wall. And we will see Eli. So not Eli. You're... Are you Kelbus?
Elvis?
Kelbus? Is that you?
What happened? Sorry.
Are you Kelbus? Your character?
Oh, Eli, right?
Eli Steamwolf.
Yeah.
Ah. Alright. And your character is?
Me explain what you look like and stuff.
Uh-huh. I've not
What do
had
you
a
want me
time
to
to
do?
look at your character or anything yet.
I haven't got a token yet.
Alright. I'll give you one temporary.
Thank you.
There you go. Alright. Yeah. You arrive to the garage, seeing your van there. Tedricus, an abhuman, will just walk up to it and pat it a couple of times. Old trusty. Where are the others? He looks around, starts walking around.
Thank you for the drive, Tetricus. I'm not sure I could have managed on my own. Ireland gets out of the vehicle from the side seat. She turns towards the newcomers and says, "Welcome to our humble abode. It doesn't look much, but we try to make it our own."
Tedricus turns around, the low lamp illuminating his bionic implants around his neck and wrist, going all the way up to his head. Tedricus looks stern and relaxed, almost like a statue. He has a lot of battle scars and wounds, deep-set green eyes and a warm smile. He looks friendly, even though his silhouette is intimidating. He stops in the stairs and turns around. How about we break them in? Perhaps we should head out and try, I don't know, do something exciting.
Hopefully not too exciting. My last venture had a bit of that going. I'm afraid I don't know what the latest activities have been. What everyone has been up to. I've been trying to monitor the messages.
Information is key to a successful mission. What was the last encounter?
We had a. She looks down, obviously disturbed, an encounter with one of the gangs. It didn't go too well.
Heretical gang or just regular gang?
Just a gang, as far as we know. I saw no signs of heresy.
I see. skills for this unit are primarily tech and stealth, security, and medical if any of you get hurt.
This is good to know.
But I am out of medical supplies right now.
I may have a bit of that. I'm afraid I didn't catch your names. Sorry, Magus.
This unit has been designated as XZ71 for this mission.
Right. she looks quite uncomfortable after your introduction. My name is Arlen. It's good to meet you. Arlen is a average height woman. She's wearing some enforcer body armor, a helm that covers her eyes, and a grey cloak over it. Something that can be seen on various pilgrims traveling through the galaxy.
I will shake the hand and yeah, my character is pretty standard, except his robes are very dark, like almost borderline black.
So it's like a deep, a red that's so dark that it's like seems black in the right kind of light.
Basically, like if this person was in shadow, you think he'd be wearing black robes.
Outside, there is a slight orange glow. It is morning, and you can hear the sand slowly whistling up against the metal roof. There is the slight caress as the sand sort of slides over the roof. This usually happens in the morning, as the light is especially crisp. All of you are just getting ready after the morning ride. Tetricus is holding a cup of decaf, looks at you, and lowers his glow stick from his mouth. If I throw this underground, will you go up in flames? You're mechanical on that.
No, I am very fire resistant.
Good.
I would require 200 degrees Celsius before being destroyed.
Pleased to meet you. He reaches out a huge hand.
I will shake it. Surprisingly, this guy actually knows some common manners.
You're nice for a tech priest. A welcome change of pace.
Grew up on Hive World. Had to deal with lots of groups.
You see a stern frown on his face as he seems to recollect something and then thinks of something to say but changes his mind. Looks down. All right.
Well, you are certainly right about something, H, that we do need to get more information about what's going on in the city.
Is there like a map, like one of those like big tables, like a map we can look at it, just to get like an idea?
We have something like that. Let me show you. Come here. This is our. It serves something like a meeting room or a council room for us. Don't mind the dust. I'll get to cleaning that later.
Awesome. You get an inspiration point, Arlen. As you sit down, you will see a series of pictures taken from orbit of Vesuna Regis. Some of the important sectors and sections of the city have been marked. The Data-loom is sort of the center of the city. The Grand Precinct is where the Vigil, the arbitrators, have their headquarters. The Sanctuary is where you find the old cathedral, home to the ecclesiarchy. The rest of the city, Magnus, is where the Mechanicus have their last stronghold. Schola Victoria is home to the Schola Progenium, and mutants or outcasts are living in squalor in the outskirts of the city. Further out you will find outposts and homes of various clans and old night houses. There is also the underground city, mostly consisting of mutants.
There are many avenues for our investigation to pursue, but very few leads at the moment.
I might be able to pull connections with the Sector Mechanicus base, because I'm part of the Cult Mechanicum. I might be able to pull some weight with them and get some additional information. But if you think there's something better to spy on, because this guy was built for stealth and espionage, not killing, but stealth and information and stuff. But he can get into places pretty easily.
Right, I see. She something in the manner of your speech seems to unnerve her a little. Well, maybe investigating Mechanicus could be a good idea. We're looking for people with access to all the records, and if I know anything about Mechanicus, is that they do try very hard to retain the knowledge, and that they are not normally very willing to share it. We could at least try and get the lay of the land there.
You see Tetricus's huge hand go down to the huge data slate you have laid out on the table. He will point to the sanctuary and the cathedral. This is where we saw it. They pulled something out of a box. They looked human, but there was something odd about the whole thing. I don't trust them.
You mean the Vigil? Or something
Yeah,
else?
the arbitrators.
They looked human, but they didn't act
No,
human?
the ones they pulled out of the box. The pale ones. They didn't have any hair. They were pale and skinny. When they pulled them out, they didn't react at all. It's like they were animals or something strange.
But what would the Faith want to do with mutants? Or whatever they were?
He just shakes his head. Oh, I don't know. The priest was smuggling them in. They were using them for something.
This is another lead for us to pursue, I guess. There's some kind of conflict between Faith and the Vigil. That's interesting, to say the least.
When in many factions, there's always conflicts of interest. Go on.
During my short stay here, I got the impression that the Vigil was very by the book, had a very by the book approach, and they seem to have to share those their approaches to many things with the church. Things like mutants, pretty much anything that's outside the human standard.
Tetricus scratches his head, lays out a data slate. There's a full report from Jericho. There's the senator. I don't remember his name. Something about a senator. He starts
One of
scrolling through the data slate.
A politician? Query?
Yeah. As he pulls up the data slate, you see an entry from Jericho. Senator Lester Holst has been investigated by the High Minister for heresy, suspicious behavior. He is one of the lead senators in the administratum, the council of the prefect. The High Minister has launched an investigation into this senator's activities. That is a thing that caught Jericho's attention, that he communicated to you.
Are there any known ties between this senator and any of the factions we are aware about?
Great question. Go ahead and roll me an insight test. Let me see. Roll me a... sorry. Not insight, but... roll me a logic test. -10.
Logic -10.
Beautiful.
Oh, neat.
Any connection between...
between the senator and any of the factions we are aware about?
Yes. Senator Lester Holst is he is one of the councillors in the Vesuna Regis Chancellery. So all of the 7 councillors are have various vice chancellors and so on. You know the names of them, you know all their titles, and this is one of them. So his title is, he has a pretty important title, and an investigation into a character like this can only be launched by the prefect himself. That is why this is a pretty big deal. Of course, senator is never walks out in public. He either lives in his mansion or on his mansion of Patergrim, or back in the Vesuna Regis Chancellery, which is in the Administratum building, which is in Desoleum right here. He is one of the councillors of the planet.
So wait, one of the counselors is right there being held by which group?
By the Vigil. So
By the Vigil.
Yeah, he was apprehended by the Vigil, but councillors cannot be investigated without direct orders from the prefect.
Could this be connected, I wonder?
Query. What does the High Prefect gain by removing this person from the board? Can I use a logic test to figure that out?
Yeah. So, you could just ask me what your character would know. You have a lot of briefings and so on, and information about the planet.
Right. I'm going to try to figure out, like, if removing this person increases their power, or is this like a legit case of them being overzealous, or maybe this person is heretical.
Great. You can go ahead and roll me a knowledge test, Askellon sector.
Oh, hold on a second.
Mm-hmm. Or you can roll knowledge judgment.
Sorry about that. What type of test?
Do a knowledge judgment.
Knowledge.
Or knowledge Askellon sector. You can do it flat.
Might just do it flat, because I don't think I have that one.
So
Yeah, let's see.
as
I'm trying to find it on the list. I got logic. Trade, lore. Oh, it'd be under one of the scholas.
no worries, I'll roll it for you. Gonna re-roll that. You spend an influence. You spend a fate. Do you want to spend a fate to re-roll?
What was it?
Do you want to spend a fate to re-roll it? You failed.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do not know what the reason could be. Or who would gain or not gain from it.
It's a good question to ask. We can look into it later.
Tetricus boils another cup of recaf. Leans up on the desk, starts drinking. It's a nice day. Maybe we should just stay here.
I think we should earn our keep.
Is everyone fully healed?
I'm well, as well as I will be.
I'll never be
I-
fully healed, Tetricus says.
Oh. Can I do a Medicae on him then? Just to see how he is?
As you walk over to try to treat him and look at his body, he just brushes your hand off. No, you're just like the others. I didn't mean it literally. I just said I had wounds that won't heal. You can't heal them.
Sorry about that, Tetricus.
It's alright. Tetricus holds your hand and just slowly lowers it from his chest. I'll tell you if I need help. Gets up. Walks over to the van, opens the door, and seems to be tinkering with the toolbox.
My character wants to say something, but he chooses to wisely stay quiet.
So, do we, which lead should we pursue?
If we don't want to avoid any danger today, we could go to the Mechanicus that has the lowest chance of actual conflict with me leading the group. Assuming they aren't one of the more extreme versions of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
I hope you're right. So, do you have any idea on how we should present ourselves? So we can't exactly say we're from the Inquisition. So, who would we be, and what would we be doing there?
Oh, that's a good question. Corey, there's still a fleet of ships up in the upper atmosphere, right?
Is your character asking Lancris?
Yeah, that's why I said
Mm-hmm.
Corey. He's
Yeah.
asking in character.
Awesome.
Yeah,
We could. We could.
I can hear the communications going back and forth between the ships and the planet. Yes, their ships
We
and the orbit.
could say we're from the ships, and our captain has sent us down here to see if we can get some info relating. We need history, right, of this planet. We
Yes.
probably have to go and say we need information on some sort of repair right. See if, but they might not have it. Was this Corey, was this Biologus Mechanicus?
I'm afraid I'm not too familiar with the Mechanicus factions. I think they're just regular Mechanicus.
Yeah, regular Mechanicus with a biologist Genitorium in the city sector of Magnus.
Okay.
Maybe you're a Magus explorer, and
Magnus Explorator would have proper codes to be Magnus Explorator.
maybe you're a subordinate of one such Magus, and while your master is busy on the ship, he sent you. Yeah, we belong to a rogue trader ship, and
that
he sends. Yeah.
That could fly Rogue Trader on serving Magnus. God, let me roll Mechanicus. I need to come up with a good tech name. It's just a straight roll, just to come up with a good Rogue Trader Magos name.
If you want to make alter egos or disguises, it is the role deceive, and we use an alternate use of deceive called disguise.
Oh, I was actually trying to think of an actual Magos that's on a Rogue Trader ship.
That's a knowledge Askellon sector role.
Not a Cult Mechanicus? Because I have Cult Mechanicus.
You can roll that. You can use that.
I can use Cult Mechanicus? Do I have any negatives on the modifier?
I'll always let you know if you have.
Okay, I'm going to assume 0 then. Oh, come on! Oh, wow, I rolled horrifically bad. God,
for some reason, the name 40 Yes comes to your mind. You're not sure if it's right.
That is a crit fail. Oh, I'm gonna use a name that's dead right now. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh god, what was his name? Call. I'm gonna save it for Call. That's how bad of a fucking this is. Exploratory Call. Oh, they're gonna catch me immediately on this. Oh god, this is gonna either be the best or the worst. It's like, yes, I could say we're working under Mega's Call. Out of character. Where are we in the timeline right now?
You're completely besides the timeline. We're in an isolated sector, surrounded by a warp storm.
No, I mean, has Gilliman come back yet, or is that not a thing yet?
Not a thing.
Not a thing yet? Okay, cool. Okay, this might fly a bit better. Yeah, we can go with call. And I could say I'm working under Magna's call. We're just here to get some information. I could whip up. I'm gonna have to use probably deception. Some fake codes that would probably fly under the radar. Let me.
You do know that the biologist is led by Lord High Controller Avak Numenor.
Can you send that to me in a message? I can put that in notes.
Yeah, that is very hard. Or the voice alone. There you go. He is a senior in the biologist, now overseeing all the manufacturing of the Mechanicus.
What would we be searching for? Perhaps the Magos is looking to pursue. Perhaps the explorer we serve is looking to pursue some old rumors, and he's.
Wait a moment. You said there were some weird query. You said there were some weird-looking humans that the what was it? The Adeptus.
Tetricus looks up. Yeah,
which
the
group
big helmet guys. What are they called? The arbitrators.
The arbitrators, yeah.
The Vigil?
Yeah.
Is it possible the Adeptus biologist wants them and hired the local arbitrators to get them? Because that would make sense.
Tetricus frowns, looks down on the data slate, looks back up. Alright. Yeah,
Weren't they killed?
it's possible.
Yeah, biologists are known to be strange, even to the Mechanicus, where they attempt to perfect the flesh than to succeed it.
Interesting. Well.
Yeah, they're trying to build a perfect human. Or something like that.
Well, in theory, you can mix mechanical, the flesh, and get their theory. Biologist theory is essentially to attempt to mimic our beloved emperor. I think it depends which cult you're talking to. The one I met back on my homeworld was they wanted to see if it's possible to make all humans into essentially space marines.
Isn't that kind of heretical?
It depends. You talk to a sister of battle, she'll probably say yes. You talk to a Lord Inquisitor, he thinks it's probably the best thing in the galaxy. It varies to group. No one has a real consensus on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Personally, I don't get involved.
Okay. I think I have an idea for what we should present ourselves. We are servants of Magos Cole, you said, right?
Yeah, Magos Cole. He's semi-famous. I've heard his name in many circles. He's I don't know what he does though. I think he's a biologist. That's why I mentioned him. But it's been 2 decades since I've heard his name.
Okay. Well,
assuming he's not dead.
So he sent us here we're gonna have two excuses. The real she highlights the word with her voice. The real purpose of us here is to find ancient artifacts and see if the Mechanicus on this planet have any idea of various places in this sector that can hold traces of the past that could be plundered by an exploration fleet. But obviously, if we were to come with such an excuse, we would receive nothing. So we have to come up with a second excuse, a layer within a layer, and this would be that. Maybe. What kind of mundane operation would be often conducted with the local Mechanicus by off-world ones?
Oh, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. What Mechanicus want?
That would involve some kind of history records access or something like that. Maybe something like
it would be the commence of there's this word for it I cannot pronounce, but it's basically we could see all mechanical cults kind of hold their technology and knowledge kind of in reverence, and they don't give it up easily, so you kind of have to trade for it, something equal in value, or you kind of have to sneak in and take it, which I might be able to do. I might be able to blend in with the rest of the Mechanicus and just kind of sneak in.
Well, I definitely won't be able to do that. So our first stage of infiltration, at least the first stage of infiltration, will need to be a social one. How do we present ourselves? What are we here for? Maybe. Do you have any information you would be able to trade them?
Only on like the local my home system, I suppose, which is like in the middle of the Imperium, so not valuable. I could attempt to falsify records. To make it look like we're from an expedition fleet that is coming this way, and they're going to request records, and we could.
I have an idea. We could say that we discovered records of a old colony that was lost to the ages, and turned into savages. But the savages have been seen by passing rogue traders to possess some unusual technologies, and we are here to investigate that. The location of this world. Can you falsify that? I'm afraid I don't know much about.
That would work. I would probably have to spice it up a little bit to make it look a little bit more valuable. Like tribals getting a hold of valuable technology would. It wouldn't be the first thought, but it would be a thought of a possible STC. If we can make them think.
No. Not STC. Just like some remnants of technology, undetermined in nature. I fear that if they were to hear that word, we would stay here forever. We wouldn't leave the Mechanicus territory.
Possibly, you're not wrong. We'll save that as an emergency button then, if it comes down to it. 'Cause
Just
I
just
wouldn't-
tribals wielding technology that may or may not, maybe Xenos in nature, or maybe comes from our
we could do
advanced
Xenos.
past.
Oh, I have the perfect knowledge. I have Necron tier Xeno technology. We could say they're wielding Necron tech. I have
Oh.
forbidden lore in that.
Are they some kind of Xeno race?
Yeah, Necron tier are kind of scary, but they have great tech.
Mm.
They're like, you ever hear of the Tau?
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with such a Xeno race.
And how do I describe the think Man of Iron? You should know what that is.
Man of Iron.
Oh yeah, think that, but Xenos. And like multiply it by 2.
The
Terrifying shit.
Necron were made by the creators of the Eldar,
Who are the Men of Iron?
an ancient race.
Oh wait, I think I understand what you're talking about. The thing that the Eldar called the Old Enemy.
Yeah, the old enemy. Like these guys are like, let's put it this way. From what my information gathers, they are one of the oldest and most terrifying empires that had ever existed at one point. Funny enough, I have their language I wrote down. I can speak Necron tier if it comes down to it at some point. Oh
But
my god, that could be it. Like we like write down. Hey, we found some like runes, and it's speaking in Necron. Yeah. So can I attempt a deceive or forbidden lore Necron to like come up with something that would get our foot in the door?
In what context?
The context of I guess it would be either fellowship or deception. How do we want to do this? Do we want to deceive the Mechanicus, or do we want to like give them something and ask for something in return, or give them something for friendship? Because I'm down for either.
have you considered what if these tech priests are view those that deal with Xenos technology in a very dim light? What would happen then?
Right. I forgot. That's only like 2 worlds that actively go after Necron.
We could say that
Explorer
we
Explorer feats are notorious to going after Necron 2 worlds. That's one of the reasons why I thought it would work. Say we're from an exploratory fleet, and we're looking for information, and we'll trade what information we've discovered. And Necron tier stuff kind of makes sense.
that is only if we're deeply questioned, and we don't say that we are after Necron tech. We say that
It's
we
Xenos. Like,
no. We say that we found tribes with advanced and unknown technology. It may be from our distant past. It may be Xenotech. Most likely it is Xenotech because we also found like these symbols on some of that technology.
okay, we can work with that. So let's say deception overall, or like I got 3 skills that all fit. They all have the same bonus.
We can for a more mundane matter to just get us through the door and like give us a chance to look around, we will say that
Okay, so we're just gonna say we're not gonna offer anything.
are you familiar with stellar navigation? Could you name some kind of world?
Let me check my
Coordinates that would make sense for casual observation. afraid I...
Oh, I have to see. Was it? No, that's operates. Navigate service.
Okay, well,
Which
maybe we don't know. Well, maybe we don't know such things because we are lowly grunts and we are not trusted with such knowledge.
Yeah, we're not trusted with such knowledge. We just know like the basics.
This is what we know, and this is what our excuses is if we draw too much attention and we are questioned deliberately. If we are not questioned deliberately, let's see, we we are there on the behest of the rogue trader to see about possibilities of replacing his mechanical hand. He lost it. He's using a mechanical prosthetic with replacing it with a biological one.
What rogue trader? I mean, I don't know any really rogue traders besides like the Von Valestia, but that's it.
Who are the Von Valestia?
Because it's the only one I can think of off the top of my head, and that's in the Cronus Expanse. So it's not even the right expanse.
I'm afraid I've never been to any. I'm afraid I've never heard of a place called Coronis Expanse, but yeah, that would be too high profile probably. Let's see.
Yeah.
So some
Maybe
kind of need we have of these Mechanicus, something that would require us to move around and ask around and look around.
Well, this is assuming they have that information as well. We could just make something up.
Do you know any rare patterns of weapons? Rare weapon patterns.
I mean, if I had the tech, I could probably make like.
So
If I
our master prefers to use a weapon of some specific pattern that uh, he is able to make perform to unusual standard, and we are taught to find such specific weapon.
what skill would that be under? Techomat? I have that in trade.
Yeah, that would work.
Would that work? That would work?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let me, no modifier?
What are you rolling for right now?
Technomat. Just an idea of what would be
Will do.
like.
Welcome.
Yeah, here, I'll just roll. Oh my god. What did I roll?
Now, finally, you hear a...
Take inspiration to reroll it.
You hear footsteps as someone emerges in the door.
Alright. As just kind of opens the door, as you see a tall, dark-skinned man with a cloak over his shoulder and a staff in his hand that he just kind of uses. He doesn't actually need it, but he likes having it. With his eyes kind of sparkle a bit as he walks into the room and looks at you. So, what are we doing today? And what's the plan? I've been sleeping for too long.
Good to see you, Demetrius.
Tetricus turns around. Demetrius, you made it just in time. Tetricus runs over to the van, excited.
Oh, so we're leaving? Alrighty. Alright. Or do you have something in the van for me, Demetrius?
We're leaving. He goes up in the van and you see
leaving.
the van creak sideways. You hear it.
We're going to be investigating the local Mechanicus. Since we have a member of the cult among us now, we could use this opportunity. Take a closer look into what's going on this with the Mechanicus in this world.
Alright, so I assume that we have ZK coming with us? I mean XZ.
Greetings. I am designated XZ71. I am
That's
preferably abilities are stealth and xenotech and logistics.
That's good.
HC, are you a Magus or a Skitari?
I'm gonna go with Megas because Mega sounds cooler. I don't know.
Alright, Magus. So, you should have enough clearance to get us in there without having to do anything illegal in the eyes of the Omnicide.
I was informed this was a stealth mission, so I didn't bring any.
Demetrius.
Yes.
We have two covers. First cover is we are looking for a weapon of rare pattern that our master prefers, and that was destroyed in
And
Cal.
who's our master this time?
A Magus by the name Cole. Explorator.
Now, is he high up in the Mechanicus or not?
I think he is. Explorators are pretty high, right? HD. XZ.
Because even I know the mechanics isn't, even if it's all the same system, they don't like handing over their rare technology, even if it's just an inspection.
Well, we're looking to buy a weapon. We will be moving around and browsing the wares. A rare weapon. Not a rare as in expensive or unique, but rare as in a pattern that is just difficult to find.
Okay, that should work. And the second one?
Well, this is our cover. Our real purpose is to find any records they have of potential archaeological sites in the sector that their exploration fleet could pillage.
That should be easy enough. I'm assuming that our new friend over there is good with computers. That's not my specialty.
I am quite good with computers.
Good. Then we should be off unless we need to change clothes again, which I don't think so. It's the Mechanicus. They don't really care in the first place.
I think it should be good. Who would you be? I guess I will be some kind of protector of a bodyguard for HC.
That cover's not gonna work there. Mechanicus, remember, you have to at least have some metal bits on you.
I do now.
If we work for a road trader, it shouldn't matter too much.
Oh, we work for a road trader. I thought we were working for Call.
Call, rogue trader. Well,
Call is a Magus on rogue trader ship.
Yeah, Call's the Magus on the rogue trader ship.
You see, you should have said that part.
Apologies.
Whatever. You people can actually, if they ask any questions, you answer, because I don't know the answers if it's any deeper than that.
Do you know any rogue traders, Demetrius, that we could name drop? That have been nearby in the recent time?
Let me think. Which Rolor's rogue trader? Was that Scholastic or Forbidden?
Rolling for road trader?
Yeah. Which Rolor was it? Common for Scholastic?
Rogue trader is Scholastic.
Alright. I'm roll to try and think of any big names to drop. I don't have the actual thingy. This is just they're all the same modifier.
I'm gonna roll also. infused knowledge, or what was the town called?
Alright, no, wait, that's not mine. Alright, success with 4.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can I just make up a random name for Rogue Trader? Because I don't feel like
Yeah.
actually.
This is just whether your character
Alright,
knows it or not. You don't need to actually say that.
Okay. Alright, so I know one Rogue Trader that should work. Big enough in this sector. Or at least, from my knowledge, he should be big enough.
Someone recently passing this place?
Correct. I can't just say someone that's in the sector, because that'd just be too inconspicuous. They'd notice the ship in the orbit.
There is a fleet right now above, if I recall. They could
A
easily
fleet's
snuck in
different
with-
from a rogue trader. Each fleet is different anyway.
I was thinking the Rogue Trader snuck in with the fleet, but yeah.
So, what's the
You
name?
can use that as cover if you want. I just gave you the name. Use it however you think would work.
So, this, Alexis Var.
Mm-hmm.
He has passed the orbit of this world recently, or somewhere nearby.
Correct.
Well, yeah.
He's
I
been in
guess
this.
this will be. This will suit us just fine. In that case, our cover story is ready.
Good. No, I'm not good with talking to people. I'm only good at looking into their minds. But I shouldn't be doing that too often. So, you people talk, I watch and listen as he just steps into the van.
Let's hope.
Shotgun.
Let's
Also-
hope this works out.
Tetricus will get into the driver's seat unless someone stops him.
Ireland is gonna get into the side seat.
Nice. Tetricus just gets in, starts to handbrake, and immediately you hear this cough of the machine before it slowly winds up and begins rolling out. You see the crisp yellow-orange glow of the sunlight. Finally, the sun has risen to just about the middle of the sky. You've been here for quite a while. As you drive out, you will see a small reptilian creature in the sand sort of scuffle behind a couple of garbage cans. You roll out to the junkyard, surrounded by old cars and wrecks. You drive out through the last warehouse before finally coming to the main road. This is kind of a back road. It's completely abandoned. There are no cars or people around you. He takes a left turn and starts driving out on the highway. As you're driving, Tetricus is whistling a cheerful tune. You begin driving out to the outskirts of the warehouse district towards Data-loom. Where do you want to go?
Towards the Mechanicus
Okay,
territory.
nice. You are driving through... you're driving through Data-loom, first off. We have something called a random event die.
Make the new boy roll.
Make the new boy roll.
I'll roll. Yeah.
Yes.
What do I need to roll?
1d100. High or low. High is worst. Don't go high.
As you drive through the city, you're driving on a highway sort of elevated above the city. You just look down on this huge spectacle of light and sounds and this smog hanging in the air. You see the outline of the horizon. is quite beautiful.
Rebel boy, 1D100.
As you're driving, you can see monorail train carriages next to you, going faster than your van. A few cars pass you by occasionally. Ooh, nice. You begin driving towards Magnus. It is extremely bright. None of the usual gangers and things that you saw the first days when you were riding in the darkness are out now. Large, dark, rockcrete buildings and beautiful Gothic architecture gets more and more rare, and you begin to see railway, more installation, infrastructure, mechanical, sort of construction yards, and monorail trains. More and more people can be seen as you pass by streets and habitation blocks, vigil patrols, some criminals that you recognize with their mohawks and multicolored dress, markets, men in dark suits, occasionally turning in your direction. You're unsure whether they are vigilantes or criminals. As you drive out of Data-loom, you begin to see more and more Mechanicus. A dark fog lies over the city. You will see patrolling vigil and large trucks. Occasionally a large land-connected train goes under a bridge that you drive over. The streets here are wide to make room for the Mechanicus' unusually large vehicles. You see tall steel-crete buildings with cushioned glass and flat roofs. As the buildings become more and more common and concentrated, you notice picked cameras above important buildings, patrolling tech gangs with massive biomodifications. Occasionally you will see what looks like tech priests, but on closer inspection, you see that their augmentations are painted on. These are fanatical tech gangs, rejects, dregs of the Manufactorum. As you clear some of the smog of the Manufactorum district, you look down upon the city, and you will see a giant janitorium, as well as Manufactorum, far beyond Data-loom. The janitorium is where all the genetic research and gene treasures are stored. The cities, the streets rather, are pretty narrow the further into the city you get. Buildings are entirely metallic. None of the rock and more organic material used in the city. Everything has a chrome rounded surface, even the auto carriages used here, and again you will see a lot of armed, what looks like tech priests, sort of occasionally looking in your direction with unusually large weapons. You don't exactly fit in with your van. There are two buildings of note, the Biologis and the Manufactorum. The Manufactorum is massive, absolutely gigantic. You do not see the end of it.
Well, I hope you have a map because I'm not looking through that entire building.
Tetricus just
I-
slowly starts driving down towards the janitorium. Tell me when to stop.
I could attempt to access their systems to see if they keep a local map on the standard NAT. I can attempt it. I would need a place to access their system. Does it look like there's anywhere out here where we could attempt to get to their network from the outside?
Yeah. As you're standing, or as you're driving, it's really hard to see the details of the building. You would have to go out or on a rooftop or something like that and use binoculars.
I don't know. Does anyone have binoculars?
Let's see.
Potentially an Auspex.
I have a
That
knock.
I got.
Oh, I have the Optominute Dinner. That might count. It gives me like a +10 to like awareness.
Isn't that like basically a binocular?
Kind of. It lets me see in the dark. At nighttime, I get a +20, and at daytime, I
And
get
while
a
we're
+10.
driving there and you figure this out, we can take a 5-minute break.
Alright.
Alright,
So-
see you in 5 minutes.
5-minute break. You people do your
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Now start speaking words.
Okay, I'm thinking I use.
Well,
Um,
is assassin? Still
I'm
with
here.
us?
I'm just got nothing to say.
Okay. I was worried.
I'm gonna
You
grab
good.
some ice. Right back.
So, hello.
Yellow.
Hey.
Sorry, I'm being a little bit shy. I just don't know what to say. And stuff.
You're good.
That happens sometimes. Just like imagine your character in this in this mess, and think how would they react to it.
I'm
Sometimes
trying.
that's something silly.
Continue, sorry. I'm trying to do that. I just don't know. Like, you guys been just doing very good. I'm like, I don't know what to say here. I don't know if I can add something here.
I mean, if your character is like annoyed by the planners, like taking their sweet time, you could just like do that, just outright say it, like, hurry up,
Exactly.
nerds.
Depends on your character. I don't know what you built or what you were planning.
I got very slow. Yeah. 1 second. What I'm building, what he is pretty much, I'm a melee build, but I have
I meant
decent
personality-wise.
personality-wise. Quiet, mostly. So, doing a good job there. I don't know, honestly.
You can make it up as you go. Just make
Yeah.
sure to say stuff every now and then. Otherwise, you get yeeted into the void for saying nothing.
I would try
Just
to.
try to think what kind of person your background could have created, like the big set you did, like who would have come out of that
Right, also,
from the
do
life
not be
that.
scared of the setting of the place if it fits your character. Just say what you want. I've done that multiple times.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Like,
gonna go use that break moment.
See ya.
so, what's your name? And stuff.
Olu. Character name
Olu.
Demetrius.
Demetrius? Okay. Well, my character's name is Eli Estrada.
Nice.
Yeah. So, You've been playing this long too?
A year or so, maybe a year and a half. I don't remember at this point. It blends.
Yeah, I
You
bet.
see, you joined at a point where you're good because we're not at war and we're doing actual stealth stuff.
Funny and stuff is how the DM I'm off with name, so 1 second.
Morton. Unless you change his
Martin,
name.
yeah.
Oh no, it's Gallic. It's Gallic Max for now.
Well, he helped me out with the character, and it's pretty much not stealthily, but like he talks and stuff. Like, what's the word? I don't know. But he's gotta be right back. Someone's calling me.
See ya.
Alright, I'm back.
Yo.
Okay.
I'm back too.
All right, so missing two.
Yeah.
We're missing Lancris and Assassin. Whenever those two bot pack in. Ha!
Whatever
Not bot.
those. Those people.
Now it's time to do Mechanicus thing.
Apparently.
I must now make the clementary joke. Where are the toasters? That is all.
Nice.
Did I miss anything important, or is it everything else before this? Literally just planning, straight planning.
It was just planning mostly.
Yeah, planning and talking.
There was a bit of talk about a senator getting arrested, and we were trying to figure out what the power play there was, and we think there's a power play, we just don't know why. Like, someone got a senator arrested, and the best thing we could figure out was we think it's a power play, but we're not sure who's doing the power play or why. Unfortunately.
I'm not gonna say if you've been right or wrong or anything, but I love your reasoning powers, Tim.
You have earned the stamp of approval.
Well,
Oh, okay.
finally,
So
someone who
this-
actually
yeah.
thinks and puts two things
You
together.
see, I think, but I was not here
The
for
bar
this.
was not
You cannot
extremely
blame me.
The optic binary does act as a telescope site, so yeah, this will work. I gotta get to a roof now.
Or just walk in like you own the place and just shove your Tecritites into them and just say, I'm the boss. No, I'm joking.
Tetricus slowly rolls the wheel over, stops next to a rather tall building.
And I'll start climbing, because
Yep.
I actually can climb.
Up the side of the fire escape, no problem at all making it up to the top. The stairs creak a little bit as you walk off, and the brisk breeze from the city. It's quite cold. As you look over, there's just this huge row of lights from the road leading down to the Manufactorum and the Biologists.
Yeah, I just wrote athletics because I actually have good athletics with this character. Oh, that's right. I gotta roll a perception. Wait, what was the check? I just had it.
So describe what we see, Tim. What do we see you doing right now?
Basically, once I'm on the roof, character takes a glance around just to make sure I'm alone. After that, the dendrite comes like out of his back from underneath his robes, extends as high as it can up to 3 meters, and just starts looking at 180 degrees around the area to see if it spots it, acting kind of like a sensor. What's the time of day? Is it like daytime or nighttime?
It is very bright, and as you look through the air, the fog lingers with this yellow, orangey glow. There is a layer of smog a little bit above ground level, as well as some smoke in the streets. The air is extremely polluted, but to you it is quite pleasant. Everyone else, as soon as you exit the van, you will just find it very hard to breathe. It's not enough to fatigue you, but it is unpleasant.
So, what are we doing?
I'm trying to find. I think it's awareness.
Correct.
Or no, is it?
If you're trying to look for something, it's awareness.
Okay, cool.
With your eyes, that is.
Well, I get a +10 with this thing, so.
Alright, slap it in there and roll it.
So just say what your character would do, or is doing, or trying to do, and I will let you know if you need to roll for it.
Oh, okay. My character is using his Dendric, and his awareness to like scan the area and look for a place where I can jack in.
Wonderful.
And start.
Awesome. Yeah, you see several platforms leading up this huge slanted wall of this metallic building. It is half finished in various places, meant to look like a monolith, but parts of the building are unfinished. On the side walls you will see kind of this indenture that continues up, and at the bottom floor you see several consoles where you see panels with machine spirits. Occasionally a man in a red robe will stand by one of them. The panel will open and he will stretch a hand inside. You recognize these as cogitators.
Bingo.
Potentially hooking up to a data-loom.
Yeah. How far away is this?
As you look down to the biologist, you know that it would take you a few minutes to walk there. You look down at your rage finder and it says about 500 meters.
Alright, I assume I have to climb back down, and I can't get there from the rooftop. Yeah, I'll climb back down to the rest of the group, and I will inform them what I have found.
Awesome.
500 meters, X direction, cogitators.
Do we need to move the car to it, or are you good there to walk by yourself?
I am one with the shadows, and I walk backwards into the shadows. Let's see how well I hide.
Shouldn't you stay with the Omnissiah? As he just kind of leaves.
Tetricus stands there next to the van. As you begin sort of leaning down into the back alley, he just looks at you and looks back at the rest. Will you expect me to hide?
No, not yet at least. We shouldn't need to hide here. It's Mechanicus territory. We got authority. Quote unquote.
Yeah.
Right.
You probably have to stay by the van though. I don't think they want.
Yeah.
No
They don't like
offense,
me.
but you're a bigness in there.
I know.
I think I can just sneak in and sleight of hand this.
Do you say that to the group?
Pretty much. From
He
the
already
shadows.
gone. He's just thinking.
Would
Awesome.
I
Actually, that
have
wouldn't be a
to stay?
terrible thing because I have a 13 on that stealth check. I'm probably going to use it.
Nice.
Hey, what you saying, assassin?
Would I have to stay at the truck too? Because I don't really have any robotic
You
stuff
guys
on me.
do This
Yeah,
I forgot to
you
do the
what you
usual
want.
intro that I usually do to my games, but the games here are in character and totally open. You guys lead the investigation. If you don't do anything, nothing happens. There's nothing scripted from my end. You guys do whatever you want.
So if you want to go along with them, you can go along with them. If he doesn't want you to go along with them, you can argue about it and still go along. If you really want to, just do what you want.
If you
So,
don't
Yeah,
want to,
Sounds fun.
no.
and sometimes, actually, are we still doing that describe it yourself thing and just make it up?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
as long as it's not
If
mission
you-
critical.
Yeah, if you succeed a roll or do whatever, if more fine with it, just describe it however you want and the thing happens.
Yep.
And then it'll say you need to roll for something.
Cooperative
So,
sort.
go on!
Should
Okay.
we, while our Mechanicus friend does his discreet thing, should we move around and ask a few questions?
Well, if you really want to ask them questions, I'm not going to sit there and answer you. But you can. I'm going to stay in the van till he comes back. So, I'm not going to say it's going to be fun because of the logic thing with them, but have an experience.
Hey, you're not gonna help me out?
I told you I don't talk to people unless you want me to look into their mind. I don't talk to people.
I can go with
Alright.
you.
As you stand there, a large auto carriage passes by. A vigil van follows it closely, spewing exhaust out over the road. More and more people start to fill the road. Some of them object to your van being parked on the sidewalk. Tetricus just stands there and looks them down whenever they stop and object.
See, look at the wave of people. Perfect time to slip in.
Arlen coughs as the exhaust fume reaches them. She pulls out a breathe and takes a deep breath, cleaner air. I hope we don't stay here much longer.
Tetricus smiles. It's like a freelo stick.
You don't really need to worry about the air that much unless we stay here for a couple of weeks. Then you have to start worrying.
And now I find the habit even more horrible.
Well, if you really need to keep the mask on, you can keep it on. But yes.
I mean, I probably should ask some questions, but I'm a little shy. Do you often work with contacts? I'm afraid I didn't catch your name.
Are you talking to me or someone else?
Yeah. To you.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm Eli. Estrada,
Eli.
nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, Eli. What did you do before our current employment?
Well, I hunt people for the Imperium. I'm a seeker, I think. Hunt. You can say I'm a bounty hunter, technically.
I see. Yeah. Yeah, I guess there are many dangerous people around, including in places like this. I guess we are lucky to have you around. Let's see if we can ask around, see if we can get some news.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Any of you can do inquiry tests, and due to you sticking out a little bit and making a little bit of a scene, due to Tetricus being an uncareful driver, you get a -10 on this roll. Both of you can do an inquiry test.
And for not having a skill, it's minus 30, right?
That will be rolled automatically by the system. They will apply that automatically.
You want me to too, or just him?
Anybody who wants to talk to people. I don't have any will. You guys decide everything that happens. This is not D&D.
Why did you let the
Okay.
woman try?
So, do you know if there are any places where we could buy some useful stuff here? Any sales? I don't know. Do they have
An old decrepit man with a hunchback stops. As you stop in front of him to ask him kindly, he just coughs. Get out of my way!
sorry, sir. And she does that.
He pushes past
He
you.
seemed friendly.
Everybody's rushing to the market. You're not having any luck in stopping any of the people on the street. As you stop and look blank into the air, sometimes whispering, sometimes talking too loud, too low, no one seems to respond to you. And I take it that's all you do up there, unless you want to do something, Shadow Wolf. Or Tim.
Yeah,
No, Tim, you're doing your thing.
Oh, I'm gonna.
We're
try
coming to you. Yeah. We're coming.
Okay.
All right. So, I forget your character, Tim. Character name?
XZ71.
Oh, okay. XZ, you begin walking in the back alleys, trying to stay off the main street, relatively hidden. You will find yourself close to the Biologist HQ. It is slightly elevated. There is this ramp going around it, stairs leading up from various vantage points up to a ramp surrounding the base. On the ramp there are various resting places, observation posts, antenna sticking up, as well as these panels. They only seem to be only tech priests seem to approach these. When they're not activated, they slide perfectly into the metallic wall, but whenever they walk up to it, the walls, these small hatches slide back very elegantly, allowing them to attach their MIU.
I will. Do I see anyone there right now or no?
As you look up, there are various people passing by occasionally. There are also these railroad tracks leading into the Biologist itself, as well as a few roads.
I will attempt to get close, like stealthily, but acting like I'm supposed to be there.
Awesome. Do a as you walk up to the main ramp surrounding the Biologist, you notice that there are various hatches open further up on the building, about 50 meters up. The building is slightly slanted inward. The panels are also accessible to you within reach. There are a few people nearby. They don't seem to be bothered by seeing tech priests. You would blend right in.
Yeah, I blend right in. So there's a way into the building, essentially. I guess I could sneak into. I'm just gonna pretend I'm supposed to be there. I'm gonna walk up to where the agitators are. See if I can get access. See if the thing will open up for me from just walking up.
Awesome. As you walk up to the wall, you hear a faint buzzing noise. do you know Beneric? Or
Yeah, I am.
Wonderful. Go ahead and roll a linguistics technolingua for me with a -10 from all the honking and noise of the city. Anyone looking in his direction or trying to look for XZ at this point, if you have a monocular or some kind of augmented sight, you will see him at this point, standing outside the building. You can roll a fate point, reroll if you want.
That should be higher.
Yeah, if it should be higher, we can go with that. Your character is not fully finished.
Like I'm looking at it, it's like
as you walk up, yeah, it's not important.
I haven't.
As you walk up to the machine, you hear a code. You can speak back to the machine, and it will open by simply knowing the rights of the Omnissiah. It reads to you some random verses. Only someone who has studied in the Mechanicus would know these verses. Go ahead and roll a knowledge test, Mechanicus. You have...
Just straight?
Nope, you have studied, and you get a +10.
Yes!
Awesome. You remember back to the halls of the Mechanicus Manufactorum. You hear the thundering of the scribes on the machines. As you recollect the rights, it's almost like it hooks up to your cortex and you perfectly recite the verses. As you do, another person next to you looks over in his red robe, suspicious for a brief second. As you recite the verse and the hatch slowly opens, he just looks down at the ground as if admitting he was mistaken. You walk up to the machine and it lights up. There are 2 punch cards as well as a cog. There is a grainy monitor in front of you. And a slot for an MIU.
I will insert my hands because that's my connection.
Awesome.
Port.
You connect your hand and you begin to feel some electrical current. As the screen begins to flicker, you see sort of these texts and shapes pop up. Everything in Beneric at first. You pass a couple of security screens, very rudimentary. Then you find yourselves in a sort of an information index. An overview of the various stations of the biologists, as well as recent arrivals and such. You can search for anything within the records.
I guess I will start off. Let's go with something easy. A map of the place, of the district, from the district to the buildings.
Perfect. Uploaded to your data slate or whatever other storage device you have, you will now have a map of the biologist base as well as the district.
Cool. Second thing. Location of archives.
Awesome. Yes. There are several levels of archives. The last one reads restricted. It is forbidden. You don't even get access to the file at all. There are 2 other levels. The first one is in the biologists. It is the basic genitorium. The genitorium is used to store all kinds of genetic information and treasure on the planet, like all kinds of species, who has lived there, who has arrived, what kind of xenos have they encountered, and so on. The next one is a hollow projector. It is used for various rites of the machine spirits, as well as briefings and so on, sort of a briefing room.
Are any of the
and of course there's a third one hidden that you don't see.
So there's the Forbidden Archives. there's like the briefing archives and like a Xenos of all the like.
Yeah, genetic storage of
Animal.
all the genes that exist on the planet.
All right, and we need. I'm just gonna like take the copy the locations, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah. You get the exact locations.
Cool. Is there any? Can I make a back door for myself for later?
You can attempt anything you want. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a back door for me later, in case I need to get into the system again.
Yes. So
yeah,
there are various ways to do this. You could try to hack the security and create a false profile for yourself, a very difficult infiltration test, or you could attempt some kind of scrap code, or if you have scrap code with you, or some kind of scrambling device.
I got good security. I put all high skill in it.
You can attempt to gain entry to this through the security systems.
I want to try to make it look legit.
It would be way easier with access to the Data-loom itself. This is sort of an information booth, but you can go ahead and try that.
Could I get the information where the Data-loom's located?
Absolutely. Yeah. You have a full map of the base. You see where the Data-loom is. It's 3 floors underground.
So I would have to go down 3 floors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a way to talk to the others, but it might be worth attempting.
You have vox beads. Beads.
Yeah, you have micro beads as well as a vox caster.
Yeah, but we're in
micro beads are more inconspicuous. It's just that they may track it because I forgot. Micro beads encrypted or not? I don't remember.
Yours are encrypted. Yeah.
Yeah, ours are encrypted.
Yeah, they encrypted.
But we are in Mechanicus territory.
True.
True enough. Do what you want, man. You could either walk back to the car or just not, or use the button.
I'm going, for now, call this good, and I'm gonna just do the ride to make sure everything works. It goes back the way it's supposed to, and then I'm gonna stealthily just make it back to the car, and I'm gonna propose an operation to gain. Well, I'll explain when we get back to the car. Do I need to roll another stealth check, or am I good?
Awesome, you're good. You make it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That took like an hour. I get back to you guys, and I'm like, we are sitting in the truck, and I'm just describing it all because I don't have a screen with me. Do one of you have an extra data pad?
I do.
Can I hook up to it?
Tetricus walks up to the van. I think people are starting to get annoyed. I should move the van.
Yeah, move it to the parking lot or a place where there's no parking.
No.
Yeah,
You don't want to cause a commotion here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep in touch.
As we're sitting in the I hook myself up to the data pad and I just show you guys the complex and where we can get the information we're looking for. The catch is to get that information we want is probably in the forbidden extracted zone, unfortunately, which is high security. Not sure how we're going to get into that, but an easy way might be making a false high-ranking ID, but I need to get into the loom that's 3 floors down. And
is the loom restricted, or is that an open area where you can walk to?
Checking the map, it looks open, but the security's still pretty decent. I would probably it would probably be the best me sneaking in, getting a feel for the place. I could probably do it in a day or two, but I'm gonna have to be walking around. You guys cool chilling outside for a day?
Well, we probably would be very conspicuous if we just hang around here for a day.
If we need to take a day or two, we can explore other areas around here. You can't stay in the same place for too long, otherwise people start asking questions.
Yeah, good point.
Well, I could probably get in. I don't see too much security according to the map.
Do you need
Do you
any
think
help
you
from
need
us?
assistance, or can you do this on your own?
I think I can do this on my own. The problem is, I'm not a combat mechanicus. My
Then
model
simply don't get caught.
it's not combat based. So you guys would have to rush in and save me if I get caught.
Hmm.
How would we know that you get hurt and where to find you?
Block speed. I mean microbeats.
Yeah, we have microbeats. I would just
Uh-oh.
start uh, probably screaming in binary over the microbeat.
Mm.
Just binary screeching.
Like,
Mm.
but no, I think I can. I think I can do this. I think I can get in. I think I can make a back door. The real catch is getting into those others. I can get in the other two areas. Those aren't too difficult, but I don't think they have the information we're looking for. And the forbidden one might have it, but I'm
No,
also
I
kind
don't
of.
see it on the map. Do you know where it is?
That's the catch. I have to get into and make myself an administrator account. And then I
I
can
see.
find out where exactly it is. My best guess, it's probably 10 floors down, usually, if
Hmm.
not lower.
If
They usually keep these things, these forbidden areas, at bare minimum 10 floors down in a bunker room, if not lower. The deepest I've seen is 30 floors.
don't at this junction, don't overcommit. Even access to the regular Mechanicus archives will be already a huge boon for investigation, and we could always dive in later.
Okay,
Yes.
so
If
Even
you get
regular access, people can notice when there's gaps of information.
if you get the opportunity, yes, that would be good. But don't like it's not a
Overcommitting
uh,
at this point is too early into the mission.
yes.
got it. Okay, so sneak in, make myself like an admin ID, and then go in and try to see what specific information were we looking for?
You have a couple
You
of
look.
leads. You have the Senator Lester Holst, the investigation that has been launched into him. There's also rumors of a new mutation that people are suspicious of. Then there's the event. Then there's the event at the cathedral where the vigil arrested several ecclesiarchy members and executed them. And they took 2 people that were hiding inside of a monument.
Okay, that would probably be in briefing room and the
And of course, on a wider scale, there is Geruli, whose apocrypha you've been following to find out who of the sector chancellors or ministers are behind this original sin that is causing the pandemonium.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
Historical records of the sector's founding, any relationships between the any information on the planet's factions, their relationships, and I guess this new mutation that's also something to be wary of, perhaps.
I could probably get the mutation one pretty easily. It's the other stuff I'm not sure of.
Well, just get anything you can. We'll see. We'll work from there.
Roger, Roger. And I will start heading back. I'm gonna try to get in through probably one of those rooftop hatches you mentioned earlier.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go through the roof. Should I roll stealth again?
So just describe what people see your character doing visually.
I'm gonna as I'm like slowly approaching the area, I'm keeping an eye out to see like what they're looking at, which direction they're looking at, and the moment they have the chance where they're all like kind of looking in the off direction, I'm gonna like make my move and go into the hatch while they're all kind of distracted for a second.
Do you say anything to the rest of the group before you leave? Or?
I informed the group that I'm going in, and I'm gonna try to. I'm going in. I guess that would be over the beat. No, I guess I'm not saying anything.
Alright.
Like
As
we
he
did the
as
deep, yeah, we did the debrief, and they know I'm going in to try to hack into the main system.
as he begins skulking away, do any of you join him on this mission? No? Alright.
Wait, no, I'm afraid. Yeah, none of us are prepared for
Yeah,
this.
unfortunately, this is like Mechanicus stealth mission.
Yeah, we try to hang around somewhere nearby and act inconspicuously. Perhaps like try to browse some mechanical wares. I don't visit the market that the people were hurrying to.
Familiarize yourself with the city sector. Makes sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
As
not
you-
straying too far from.
You know what? I probably leave a copy of the map on that pad, just so you know
Yeah.
where everything is.
Good
Just
call, good call.
just on the off chance I die, you still get all this information. Worst case, you lose one bot.
You leave the information with them and begin walking down the street. As you walk down this 45-degree angle road, the rest of you will see his hood disappear over the horizon. The heat waves and smog sort of mixes in. The final thing you see is just this dust and debris sort of blowing over the street as the back of his hood disappears. XZ, as you reach the building, you wait until you see no one. As you begin climbing, I want you to give me a... well, first, there are maintenance doors at the ground level. There are also these open hatches further up. Would you like to try to make your way in through the hatches or through a door? In other words, do you want to go through the ventilation and the repair shafts, or do you want to go through the main corridors? And
Probably the maintenance shaft.
okay.
That's probably safer. Tech use or stealth to get into it?
I will let you know. As you begin climbing up, I want you to do a stealth test at -10.
Ooh.
Call out your results.
Yeah. Does it not add my agility?
It does.
It should do it automatically if you're clicking the skill.
20 and 20, 10. I guess that's right. You think it would be higher because I threw 25 points into that.
So describe what happens, XA. Or do you want to try again?
You can always either inspiration or faith it if you have any faith left, or inspiration to reroll.
I got 2.
You can always burn them. They come back after 3 sessions.
Oh, you can
Yep.
use my inspiration.
Inspiration,
You haven't
oh.
used it.
Yeah, you can also gift inspiration.
I'm gonna give you my
if you're
inspiration.
okay
You can reroll it with that.
Okay, cool. I'll click and try it again.
Also, remember, if you have any bonuses to stealth, they cancel out the +10, or whichever one wins.
Oh, you forgot to... No, you're doing it wrong. You forgot to hook the middle ones. So you paid for the first one and the last one, but you forgot to hook off these.
He didn't click all the boxes?
No, you're supposed to have a much higher stealth.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering that because you said 25 points. Yeah, so click on the box and roll again.
I'm sorry that I have to ask out of character thing, but... did you... So, the first tick in a skill is 100. The fourth one is like 600. Let's just pretend.
Correct. And they all compound
But-
on top of each other.
Yeah, but did you pay for each step? Did you play 100 plus 200 plus 300 plus 600?
No, I didn't
Okay,
do that.
that you
That's
need to
not how Sorry, I didn't...
No
yes,
worries. No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries at all.
I only paid for the last one because I
Got
was
it.
unaware of that.
Yeah, everybody does it. It's no issue at all.
Yeah, I
But-
did that first time around.
Yeah, I did it too. But you're when you sit down and do this properly, you're 100% gonna have full stealth. So there's no difference to that aspect. So just roll stealth.
Okay.
Roll stealth now at full stealth.
Cool.
In fact, we can go with the roll that you had.
Yeah,
And,
that would be plus what?
You succeed
W
with
degree,
flying
right?
colors. You will begin slithering up the side of the wall. There are enough sort of girders and little hatches and little wires to hang on to for you to climb your way up. You feel the cold embrace of the metallic surface, and with every step you just barely manage to pull yourself a little higher. Eventually your robe starts catching in the wind. Whenever you see someone further down turning a corner, it is not natural to look up, and you easily find some ledge to hide behind, or some engine sticking out that you hide behind and then continue climbing. I want you to do an athletics actually, plus 10 for your mechadendrites and so on. That helps you. Beautiful. You slither up like a lizard, up the side of the wall, just hugging it tightly. You finally slither up to this platform you saw. Looking inside, your knowledge of the Mechanicus was correct. This is a repair shaft that has been left open. As you walk inside, you are embraced by a wall of wires hanging from the ceiling. The inner workings of the cogitators are here for you to touch. They're fully encased and you're not in danger of being electrocuted. But as you walk in, they kind of form this carpet that slowly brush up against your outer armor as you walk in through the corridor. As you walk in, you feel this intense heat. And I want you to roll a d10 random event die. 6. As you enter the facility, you spot some maintenance stairs, black, very thin metal railing. You begin sort of descending it floor by floor, quite easy. On the second floor, you see a picked recorder slowly turning back and forth. It is a picked thief security network. You have to get past it. There's an open window leading to a ledge that goes around it. I want you to roll a stealth test, or you can choose agility. Stealth or agility.
No negatives or modifier?
I'll always let you know.
Okay.
Awesome. You slither under it just as it's turning the wrong direction. As you lean down, it passes over your head, and you sneak past it. You begin descending through the next flight of stairs. Go ahead and roll another d10. You find yourself now in the basement of the building. You made it all the way down, and in the corridor somewhere you can hear a servitor repairing something and speaking very loud and very monotonous to itself. There's also a small servo skull just hovering in the air. It seems to be operating a panel on the wall. As you crawl through the ventilation shaft, parallel to a series of guarded rooms, there seems to be nowhere past this floor. This is a secure outpost. Than to simply walk your way past them. Do a stealth test, plus 10. This is to not making any sounds, so the guards don't hear you.
Oh.
Baby. We usually have a thing in this party where if you roll a 1, you can think of the most ridiculous positive outcome, and you can just describe you doing something really, really unique and special. This is like a critical success that just ends up in a really good thing, if you want.
Man, hey, don't Mechanicus, like high-level Mechanicus, have plasma weaponry?
Yeah, usually.
I don't have a really good weapon, so can I just take a plasma pistol off one of these guys while they're not looking, like they left on the table, and I just quickly nab it?
That's a great initiative. I'm gonna give you a sleight of hand test on this one.
Cool.
Go ahead and do a sleight of hand at +20 because you're completely unseen and unheard, and you're gonna see a plasma pistol laying on a crate just next to the door.
Hey, all I can say, you could have gone rare.
You just see it, and it just something just tells you the stars are aligned, the Omnissiah has blessed you, and you just know that you're completely in the clear. You just walk right up to the door nonchalantly and just grab the plasma pistol and walk off.
Oh,
It's even loaded with a full energy chamber.
Oh, I love plasma weapons. Funny enough, I've had 3 characters that have all died of plasma weapons.
You have them yourself.
And now, while inside, you can flash it to for as a stat symbol, so everyone can see.
You just tap down the stairs, and as you look behind you, you're like, really? No one's noticed? And the guards are still sitting there, just riding.
Yeah, he's probably playing digital Minecraft or something.
He is in Skyrim right now, 40k Skyrim. And
that would be the one thing that would survive until the 40k universe would be
no,
Skyrim.
40k Skyrim is a part of our canon. We have a dog that plays Skyrim all the time. Go ahead and do another detail. Mechanical.
Okay, so I get to the basement and I get
Another
this,
detail. Another detail.
Another random event, my boy. Roll it.
Yup.
Well, if I have to start blasting now, I got equipment to do it.
At least you got weapons.
7.
Well, I got yeah.
As you walk down the stairs, you come down the complex. The interior changes from these brushed metal panels that covers all the wires. Now everything is bare. As you look through the walls, you can pull the wires, these thick rows of wires apart, and you can see into the machinery of the Data-loom itself. The area you're walking in is extremely sensitive. As you walk further up, it's the road, the normal road suddenly ends, and you have to jump down a series of ledges to reach the main complex of the Data-loom. You don't know how other people make it down here, but that seems to be the only way for you. You can choose between acrobatics or agility.
They're both the same, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, I crit fail on that.
Use your fate or another inspiration. Burn it.
You don't
down.
have to reroll. You can fail it if you want.
True.
Here's my question though. I failed the job and I'm clearly gonna fall. What am I falling into?
You're falling straight into a metal grit floor. That's gonna make a lot of noise.
How far away from this security post was I?
Oh, you're far away from that now. They're not
How
gonna.
far away from that? What are the odds there's someone down here at this point?
You're thinking this while you're falling in there.
I'm falling down towards the thing at this point, so I'm pretty close.
Yep.
Yeah, No, I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna take it.
You begin falling. As you hit the ground, this huge, reverberating, metallic clank just begins echoing through the halls. It is louder than you thought. You take a total of 9 impact damage to your chest, not reduced by armor.
Okay, how do I do that? I just put 9 on body.
Yeah.
Toughness still helps, right?
Toughness still helps, yes. Toughness reduces. So your toughness, you can reduce it by your toughness modifier.
So it'll be -3 because I'm 35. No, wait, I have the expertise.
Looking through the
25.
You see a combat servitor turning the corner. It has been activated by some kind of silent alarm. Slowly walking towards you. It looks like a scene from the Terminator. Just these 2 red eyes and a huge gun. It's slowly racing.
Roll the stealth and hide behind something.
You want to try to hide behind something?
Like, I want to try to hide because I am not a fighter.
As the machine walks towards you in destroy, you try to hide behind some machine in the room. Do a stealth test. He has an Auspex. You get a -20.
The shadows are my advantage.
Your rolls are pretty good right now, man. Oh, yeah.
Whatever. I told you this character's a stealth build.
You hide behind a couple of these metallic cogitators sticking out of the floor. There's a little interface and it's sort of this rectangular shape to it. Whenever the servitor begins walking around it, you just keep trailing it in the opposite direction, walking parallel to the obstacle. Whenever it's done 2 rounds, it will begin walking back into the corridor. You hear some loud, monotonous sounds. Deactivating. As it immediately wakes up again and seems to be on a loop. You have just enough time to slip into the corridor towards the Data-loom. Go ahead and roll a final D10.
Okay. /8.
Oof. The picked thieves surrounding the Data-loom as you now begin to see magos and important tech priests. Like looking around corners, you're like 2-3 meters away from them. Only someone truly expert in subterfuge would be able to make their way into this place. Somehow you're able to stay calm through all this and sneak your way all the way in. You know that if you were to be caught now, you would be turned into one of those servitors patrolling the corridors. As you look into the Data-loom, it is a huge black machine sticking out through several floors, and you're on a mezzanine sort of surrounding it, metallic, and there are various guards patrolling it of the Skitarii. You risk engaging all of them in battle to make your way in if you are to be discovered. So it is extremely dangerous.
I have an idea. It's a little crazy. So, plasma pistols can overload and act like plasma grenades if you use it right. But it could also be a hell of a good distraction for a good 10 minutes or so. So I'm thinking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the plasma pistol to overload, like, I don't know, a room away to distract them. While I'm gonna try to sneak up onto the ceiling and try to sneak to the loom by stealth crawling on the ceiling.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll a ballistics test first to see if you're able to manipulate the weapon in this way. You can alternatively you can do a trade.
Technomat. I got Technomat.
Yeah, you can.
Or 1 degree. Okay.
You rig it, and you hear this chart. It's like a fuse. You have a few seconds.
Okay, I'm gonna like leave it in the next room, so they have to go to that, and I'm gonna climb on the ceiling.
Dear God.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna climb
The
on the ceiling.
Omnissiah must be with you.
Yeah, let me look.
Do an acrobatics
roll.
test. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or athletics, you
Acrobatic.
can choose. -10.
This one's higher. Oh, it's a really small failure though.
You can
I
use a fate point to give you a +10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You can spend a fate
Can I
point to
get
give
+10?
yourself a +10.
Yeah, so that's a minor pass.
Alright.
So I'm like on the ceiling when this distraction happens, but at the least.
The room is made of these metal sort of patch or metal frames, so there are no smooth surfaces. Like I said, everything is bare, there are no panels or anything. So you grapple the wires, you begin pulling yourself up, and then you climb upside down in the ceiling. Just as the plasma pistol goes off, you hear an alarm. A distant alarm. And how do you make your way down to interface with the Data-loom?
I want to try to interact with it on its top of like the back of its head. I want to try to climb on top of it.
You climb down the side of the Data-loom. The importance of this machine does not escape you. You feel the warmth. You feel this slight electrical current coming through your feet and hands, like it is speaking to you. And it feels like you're next to an extremely important, ominous being that is conscious of your presence.
Alright, I'm gonna hook myself in and try to do this quickly.
There is a simple interface next to it used by the maintenance, and you begin attaching your
Like I
MIU
sock
or
my
arm.
hand, my arm into it, essentially. And
As you hook yourself in, these very greenish orange, this glow just starts flickering. The screen moves incredibly quickly. Everything you see is just unfathomable. The information is such that it is almost impossible to compute. Do an intelligence test at -20.
straight intelligence. Okay.
Characteristic intelligence.
Oh.
Okay, that should have my plus 25 with that. It should not just be 33.
+25. Still not
Yeah,
enough, unfortunately.
Still not enough.
fate
You got another fate to burn?
Yeah, I got 2. I'm gonna re-roll that.
You can give yourself a +10 and succeed. Barely.
Would I? Oh, can I do that? Yeah, all right.
Mhm.
I'll do that.
Alright.
Plus, maybe into
You're barely able to grasp the language this Data-loom is speaking. As the screen begins to flicker, you hear shouting. You even hear a couple of gunshots echoing far, far away. The machine begins to flicker, and a red glow starts glowing out of the eyes of the machine behind you. You look at the interface, and you begin seeing these long records. What do you look for?
First thing is I make that backup key so I can get into this place later without having to come all the way down here. The access log. That's the first thing. Second, so this thing will now view me as an admin. Like the mechanic, I am now an admin of the Mechanicus
Yes.
of this area. Second, see if I can access the data we need from here, or do I need to go to those places?
You have everything stored within the Mechanicus in this place.
Then I will just download all that.
It is way too much data for you to store anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. It uses the entire building as storage.
Oh, okay. Then can I just get
Look at the
that?
section you want and take it.
I'm trying to think of the names off the top of my head. This is where I'm gonna fail.
You have your microbead. You can, of course, risky, but you can communicate with the group.
First, I will try to get any info on the founding of this place. Was it the founding of the colonization?
Nice.
I think it was the situation at the church that happened, and the new mutants.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And that one senator, I cannot remember the name.
Yeah. So you start looking through the records. You immediately see references, and I'm gonna have to write some stuff.
Yeah.
There are references to the Pellucid Tower. All the records of the first ancient settlers to the sector is stored here. You download as much of it as you possibly can. It includes forbidden knowledge that is not allowed by even the Magos to access. For accessing this, of course, is Tech Heresy. Which I assume you're... Yeah, you're willing
I'm part
to
of the
do.
Inquisition. Yeah, it's Inquisition.
Yeah. You see that there is an entry regarding the mutation, an investigation by one of the Magos into the Inquisitor Malos dice of the Ordo Xenos. He found a space hulk of Charnel Spectre in the Calixis sector. After a Death Watch team died and the Inquisitor retired in disrepute, a creature was uncovered. The biologist Magos hypothesizes that this creature is somehow involved in the mutation, or is the origin of the mutation. There are also several specimens that have been captured, and there is an entry from... I did not think you were going to make it this far. Let me look at my fucking notes. There's a Magos... Yes, Magos Ceredict. Magos Ceredict has looked into the mutations, and he has not defined it as a mutation as such, because there is something unusual. It is unusually powerful, and it seems to be infecting people. This infection, the Magos Ceredict suspects is behind some of the corruption he has seen among the chancellors. These are his own personal notes that you read.
Gene Stealer cult.
Magos Ceredict. It is definitely Gene Stealer cult. Magos Ceredict has written all the notes about this. He works with the Vigilites. There is also an arbitrator, Andon Rahim. He is the one who is... this is about the cathedral. When you look up the cathedral event, he is the one who seized... let me type that correctly for you. He is the one who ordered the arrests of the ecclesiarchy priests and seized all their property and found these pale creatures inside the tome, the relic they were carrying. He has also launched an investigation, but he's prevented from doing what he wants due to this faulty, from his perspective, definition from the Magos Seredict. Not willing to classify it as a mutation, and thus not giving him or granting him the right through the Lex Imperialis to fully make the rests he needs and so on. But several people have been seized, and the Magos Seredict has been given several of these bodies, these mutated bodies, and the creatures taken from this relic are in fact mutants infected with some unknown mutation, which the Magos, again, it goes back to this Inquisitor who found an ancient Xenos. He thinks it's connected to that. He doesn't think it's a mutation at all, but some kind of Xeno creature.
Okay, and they're like 100% sure this has nothing to do with Tyranids?
100%. That
Okay,
would be
cool.
apparent.
All right. That would be really bad. That'd be like, okay, there's a splinter feet on its way. Let's get off the world real
As you read that, you probably get a rush of release. It's some kind of Xeno involvement, but it's not Tyranids.
It's not Tyranids. Okay. Okay, there's two things I want to do now. The first thing is I want to change the file and make it look like he changed it so they count as mutants now. So that guy can do what he wants to do. Just to
You just change his personal notes. You go, okay, his personal cogitator, when he opens it up now, is going to read this new information. Or do you want to just hide it so that only the Magos reads this? You can alter any part of this. You do not have a lot of time, though.
I want to alter it so that he'll get the approval that he needs. Even if that means the others have to find out eventually.
So only only the Vigilites.
Vigilites, and like it looks like this is all good record keeping. You know what? Make it look like he made a mistake. Like he went to do something else, but it came out like this. And we'll make it look like it was incompetence. Dress it up as Magos incompetence. And the second thing is, I just want to check, because my character has spec'd into it, is there any Necron, anything in this sector at all? Anything Necron related?
Necron related?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. There is an entry, again from Magos Seredict. This Magos is working with the Vigilites. That's why he's writing so many notable records. He's setting the laws and the limits for the Mechanicus that they have to follow his direction. He writes that... how much of this would you know? Well, first off, there is an entry. There is an entry for exactly where. So you're reading his personal notes at this point.
Yeah.
He has hidden the bodies in a mausoleum. Again, running it down.
I'm gonna go dig that up.
He has hidden the bodies in a mausoleum and completely isolated them so that no one is to find them. He studies these on his own in isolation. He is secretly fascinated by them, but he's trying to keep it from his superiors. The mausoleum is in near the cathedral. So it wasn't far for him to seize it from the Vigilites and take them to the mausoleum. He also has a personal manse not too far from the cathedral itself. All of this information is uploaded to your dataset.
Cool. All right. Now I'm trying to think. I want to leave a prank now. I'm trying to think.
At this point, you will begin to see servo skulls. Servo skulls
start coming back.
Begin hovering down into this dark pit you're in. You look up and you see these metallic reflections of lights coming from the servo skulls as they sort of circle down towards you.
Can I stealth away?
You can. Do a -10 stealth test.
And this is where I roll a 100.
Your
Oh,
rolls are
secrets.
on point. You slither into the darkness, into the data loom itself. As you push your way through the wires and into the warmth of the machine, it is an outer, sort of out of this world experience. You just dissociate from your body, and for a moment you just detach from everything, and you just hear this distant alarm and the warmth of the machine as you begin sliding between the wires. It feels as though the machine itself embraces you as you slide through it and make your way out. That is the last we see of XC for this time. And then we will catch up on the next session. That's where we can round it off for now.
Good job, new tech boy.
Oh, this is interesting.
I think I just cracked the case open, and I'm not sure what case I just cracked. I cracked open like 3, and I'm like, just take.
that was awesome. Wow.
I didn't think it was going to be that hard, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, no, this makes sense.
You could have failed so many times. That's crazy.
Well, I said that this character is mostly a stealth build. Here's the thing: he can't kill anything.
Your rolls are also insane, though.
Well,
I mean,
that's
look
not
at this.
important if you don't get into a fight.
14, 33, 47, 33.
This is the one
One.
character that I think he has like a -10 on shooting.
28, 28, 46, 33, 1, 37. That's
That
insane.
crit.
No. Did I just hear a 1?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
rolled a
that's-
1. He rolled a 1.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Oh, okay. You're talking about rolls. I thought you were talking about stats. I was about to be like, wait, what?
No.
Yeah, no,
I was
yeah,
about to be
no.
like, what is this thing?
Hey, before I forget, everybody gets 350 XP.
350.
I'm about to be controlling so many people.
450?
350.
Yeah,
Three-
350.
350. Uh-huh.
Cool.
Yeah, you did crack the case open, and as
Cool.
soon as you mentioned the Mechanicus usually stores information regarding like creepy people and biological stuff, that was impressive. Making that connection, that was
The
good.
Mechanicus is notorious of hoarding information, even if it
Yeah.
doesn't know what to do with that information.
100%.
It's basically the problem of high intellectual, very low wisdom skill.
Yes.
That's the Mechanical's problem.
Exactly.
They're very smart, but not very wise.
Exactly.
The best way
That's a
to
great
go
call.
about that is let the Mechanicus do its thing and rob them when they're not looking. You can tell this
Funny.
guy's done it before. Probably why he's in the Inquisition now.
Yeah.
He probably got. You know how he got into the Inquisition? He got caught once. He got caught in like the depths of Mars or something.
Cotton 4K, pants down, toaster in hand, hand in machine.
And I think he got like really close to like the Void Dragon or something.
I
That
wouldn't
was
say
really
that.
good. That was a good first session and a good return to form.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
exciting.
I shall
I
now
did
make
Yeah.
you do all the work while I watch and critique. I no
Oh, yeah,
longer
no.
have to think anymore.
Well, I'm a kind of a.
You
thinker.
shall be the
I
new Tavi, the plan guy.
I can outline. Here's my problem. I'm really
Mhm.
bad with names, and I'm not gonna remember.
That does not
any-
matter. No one cares about names anymore. Just copy paste them if you forget them.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
also
just,
gonna make
post-
an overview screen that's gonna be the default screen, so you can just go back in the campaign and look up everything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we had before anyway. Once
Yeah.
we had a lot of information, we just had screen. Here you go. Remember.
It's coming.
Okay. Cool. All right. That makes things super simple.
Yeah.
You see,
All right.
and I knew there weren't going to be Tyranids because we just dealt with that. I'm not doing that again.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you see,
I-
nom.
Yeah.
A lot of casualties.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Tyranid.
Actually, wait, no, technically, no casualties because that planet's weird.
Tyranids are one of the few things this character will not bother fighting. He will just like if you say there's Tyranids on the planet, the first response is his exterminatus.
All I hear is Commissar out of nowhere popping up saying, coward.
He
Oh.
won't.
You're gonna
He won't
hold the
even.
line, buddy, and you're gonna like it.
He won't even bother even considering fighting these days. Necrons, on the other hand, they're worth fighting. They're worth
Now
stealing
that
everything
sounds
they
like some techno heresy and cowardice. You know what we do to that boy? We all know.
I mean, all right, you can say that.
That's good. That's fun times coming. I could feel them.
I should
Like,
play
like
Commissar next time. I haven't done that one yet.
This is gonna be funny. I'm gonna be like digging up Necron bodies next session, and you're just gonna be there with your guns, like, should I be commissary him at this point? This is a lot of tech heresy, and it's like, I have a Gauss rifle.
I have a gun.
I want one of those Pharaoh blades or Pharaoh staffs. So
I ain't gonna promise
nasty.
nothing.
Or like this is how XZ dies. He finds an orb of resurrection and sticks it in himself, turns himself into a Necron on accident. That's how he's gonna die. He's gonna go. He's gonna dig up the corpses. He's gonna fuck around and find out real hard, real quick.
That's actually not impossible on this mission. It could happen.
Oh no, worse. I'm gonna wake up a tomb world. I'm gonna like the planet is a tomb world now. And I'm gonna wake it up, and I'm gonna turn myself into the Necron tier overlord, and you guys get to be my new Necron.
You see, all I'm saying is this, if this is a tomb world, I'm nuking it, and that's all that's gonna happen to it.
But if it's not awake, we could go into the.
I don't care. It's getting nuked either way. I ain't dealing with Tyranids or Necrons having a planet. The tomb world's already cooked in the first place.
That would actually be genius. Like, wake up the tomb world purposely and then lure a hive fleet to it.
Nah, Tyranids are just gonna avoid it. They physically just say no anytime they see Necrons.
All right,
which is hilarious.
Orcs on the planet first. Put orcs on the
planet.
Depends. I mean, if it's
they gain literally nothing. They only lose stuff. Even then, you're just like
no. If the tomb world is only waking up and there's like a large biosphere on the planet that's like tasty and active, and there's and worse, there's like gene stealers around calling them.
There's always gene stealers. I feel like they're in every single hive city. Except Terra, because they kill them off, but still.
I mean, they're pretty efficient at it. What was it the one time, like, a gene stealer cult attempted, like, to infest the Emperor, and, like, the custodians just, like, curved.
Yeah, that's why I said except Terra. There used to be gene stealer cults there. They cracked down on them, because they tried. They reached too high.
Yeah.
And they got cooked.
I did not know that. Cults on Terra is ridiculous.
What? It's a big planet. It has like quadrillion people. Actually, above that, probably.
I get that, but the idea of like any heresy on Terra is just kind of.
My man, it's a hive city, and it's the biggest one. It's Terra. Even if it's a holy place, it's getting cooked. The top looks fine. As you go deeper, it gets worse.
Isn't there like demons randomly popping up there?
I think so. I don't remember correctly. Terra is holy, but it ain't that good.
I mean, the top level's holy.
Yeah, the top levels are fine. The deeper, they ain't nothing good there, buddy. Don't go down there, Timmy. They're the monkeys.
I mean, you gotta clear it out somehow. But anyways,
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to, yeah, so, I guess I'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Alright, I'm gonna head on out. I gotta go do stuff. See you guys next week.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Yeah. To joining the first game, Assassin Co.
Yep. I'm sorry, I wasn't talking that much.
It was a solo mission thingy.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Sometimes. I asked you guys
Sometimes it's good too.
if you wanted to join, but nobody wanted to, so
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is.
Correct.
I feel like
correct.
But they're pretty rare. Usually you move together as a group.
yeah.
We'll probably continue next session. But I really liked that infiltration thing. That was cool. That was super
Infiltrations
cool.
are always fun once they actually, start going good. Even if
Yeah.
they don't go good, after a certain point, if you don't get caught immediately, they're always fun.
Yeah.
Now, if you get caught immediately, then it's just, damn, I guess I did nothing. I didn't even know nothing.
Oh, that was good stuff. And,
Yeah, today was fun. Even
yeah.
though we didn't get to do much.
No, hopefully
just-
next
No,
session
we
you
learned
all-
much.
Yeah, you learned a shit ton. That was kind
Yeah,
of cheap.
this was like huge progress in terms of investigation.
Yes. I actually, yeah, the Data-loom is like the biggest place where you could have gained information. And you got a lot.
See, that's why we're going to repeatedly invade there multiple times. Just short time gaps.
I was
in
about
between,
to say
just so
that's
they
going to be a
don't get
lot harder
suspicious.
to do after this.
Yeah, that's why I said just time
Oh,
gaps.
but we got win access. We can try to access it from somewhere else.
True. But I still just want to rate it again because I like screwing with the mechanical boys and just saying, get better. L ratio. I thought you were better than this. Where's your technology now?
Why do you hate them so much?
I don't know. I hate a lot of things.
Fair
You
enough.
see, I equally hate everything. So nothing is unequal. Simple.
Understandable.
Based.
I just hate monkeys, especially more. Simple. Alrighty.
Awesome. This is the first proper and good session we've had in quite a while. I think like a month.
I think the last one was actually I wasn't there for like the last bits of the ruling.
Oh, no, I guess we had one last week actually.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one. I don't remember that one.
Were you there when our newest member like joined and died at the same?
Oh yeah, that's like a month ago, I think.
What happened?
I know people die a lot.
A guy
Something.
joined and died, and he didn't like it.
Yeah, the games are dangerous. He was.
Hey, yo, my man, all I can tell you, 5 in a row. Wait, no, it wasn't 5. 4 in a row.
4 in a row, and he didn't quit.
I mean,
See, that's the spirit.
I'm assuming I'm gonna die.
It just depends the type of mission, but that one, that campaign was that section of it was more combat. Or at least when I joined.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on the situation. In his games, he got really unlucky, but he also kind of caused his own demise.
I didn't. You weren't there for it. For that one, you weren't even here, so you can't say nothing.
Oh no! I was talking about
4 in a row.
the last death.
Rick was perfectly fine. I just should have killed him before he killed me. Simple. Man was goated and had the best stats I've ever seen so far, without being augmentations. I should have not tried to buff myself. My poor ignorant boy. I hit with a negative 100. I couldn't do anything. Inescapable attack. I love that thing.
I need to go. But it was great to see everyone. See you
Nice to
around.
meet you.
See you later, Chris. Thanks for coming. And I think Seda Beta might drop by. If he has time. But yeah, the stream